Okay, so now you've brought all of your drawings into the computer and now it's time to start assembling a hero pattern. So before we dive in, I'm just going to kind of do a quick recap on great hero patterns. So here are a few that I think are good examples. Generally they have a nice wide variety of color. They have lots of different motifs in them, so it's kind of like visually exciting. I like to think that if someone spends some time with your pattern, they might pick up on something new every time they look at it. So yeah, it should be really dynamic and exciting, and ultimately it's going to be what inspires the rest of the collection. All of the other prints in this collection are going to look to it for direction, so I like to almost think of it as like head cheerleader, you know, like everyone's going to be like looking to that main one to like kind of know what to do. So these I think are great examples of hero patterns, really dynamic and engaging and fun. So if we're going to hop onto the computer now, and I'm going to kind of walk you through how I built a hero pattern. I'm going to remind you that I actually taught a whole class on this, my first Skillshare class about building repeat patterns. So that's a really good technical look at how to build a repeat pattern. So I'm just going to, for this class, just kind of quickly walk you through how a pattern will come together for me. So first of all, you're going to want to bring all of your motifs and design elements that you've drawn onto the pasteboard of a new document. And ultimately, you're just going to kind of start pulling things in, placing your little motifs within the given space. I usually start with a square and just kind of, pull things in and kind of see how things start to fit and kind of the relationships that they play with each other. So yeah, maybe that guy will go there. And, you know, I don't focus too much on the color at this point. I really focus on the bones of the pattern and kind of getting it like working in terms of the actual design of it. And then at the very end, I will work on developing a color palette. Often patterns are developed in multiple colorways, so I like to really focus on the design first and then worry about the color later. So as you can see, this is coming together nicely, just kind of fitting everything in and finding like nice little nooks and crannies for everything to fit. And ultimately, I end up with a lovely little hero pattern. So what I love about this hero pattern is that it's really dynamic. It's got lots of variety and scale, so big flowers, small flowers. It's got some nice flow going, you know, flowers going this way, flowers going this way, so it's got a nice kind of like rhythm to it. And yeah, it's just like really peaceful. It's got a great color palette, a nice wide one, so that in your other prints you'll have something, you know, a nice wide variety of color to choose from in your other prints. So yeah, to me that's an example of a really successful hero print, and will be the star of the show and will inform the rest of the collection. So now we've got that established, let's move into developing our secondary collections.